And Scott, over to you.
Awesome. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Scott Rogowski. I'm the director of the Northern California SBDC, Small Business Development Centers Network. This is our weekly small business town hall meeting that we bring to you, and we do disaster relief loan updates. And this is our 52nd session. We started these in late March, early April. Today is Monday, August 17th. Hopefully everyone had a wonderful weekend. And we're all in this together. So we're going to jump into this. Quick introduction. We are the Northern California SBDC network. Small Business Development Centers have been around 40 years this year. So it's our birthday year, and 40 years. And we are supported by SBA, Small Business Administration. We are, SBA is federal funded. So Small Business Administration, we're federally funded. We're also funded by the state of California, which is the Governor's Office of Economic Development. It's called GoBiz. So because of this funding, we come to you and small business owners and organizations at no cost. We offer these webinars and workshops and training events, also at no cost. We specialize in one-on-one advising, counseling, and we do that with you. That is 100% confidential and also at no cost. Northern California SBDC network, we cover the most 36 northern counties of the state. We go from the Oregon border down the coast to Santa Cruz, and we cover all 9 counties of the Bay Area. Southeast is Stockton, then back up through the Nevada and the Oregon border. So a large territory. The Finance Center is a division under the Northern California SBDC network, and we specialize in helping businesses access capital. And before COVID, we were helping them with startups and expansion, buying buildings and buying equipment. But during COVID, we've had to become experts in the disaster relief loan programs that exist, specifically to the EIDL Economic Injury Disaster Loan, the PPP, and other state disaster loan guarantee programs. Again, my name is Scott Rogowski. I'm the director. Sunita Maharaj is the associate director. She's also on the call. She's going to go over some new updates regarding forgiveness paperwork, as well as we're going to work together to answer the questions that you put in our queue. So our agenda, we're going to talk about a disclaimer that we love to present to you every day that we do this. We're going to talk about the EIDL and the Triple P. Sunita is going to go over the Triple P loan forgiveness documents as it's currently stated in the Treasury's website. We'll go to an SBA update. We have the interim deputy director for the Sacramento District Office, Carrie Ellenwood, on the phone, and then also David Castaneda from that office. Alan Montague will go over upcoming webinars. And we will talk about our upcoming webinar that we have 2 days from now. Wednesday is going to be our consistent joint lawyer call. So we'll have the lawyer experts and us on the call. Those will be every Wednesday going forward. And Alan has the updates on what type of attorney experts we'll have on Wednesday. And then we'll go to Q&A. Disclaimer, things are changing all the time. This information was correct when we put the presentation together, but things are changing all the time. PPP, second tranche of PPP was closed as of August 8th, so 9 days ago. The Paycheck Protection Program, loan program, is no longer available at this time. EIDL, Economic Injury Disaster Loan, has opened back up for most businesses. Actually, for all businesses, for the most part, all the ones that were approved before, including agriculture, sole proprietors, 1099s. Also, in addition to that, they opened it up to 501c3s, which is usually a contribution donation organization. C4s, which is education platform, usually education nonprofit, and then C6s, which is normally a chamber or some sort of membership-based organization. There is no more EIDL Advance. So you can still apply for the EIDL, but there's no more EIDL Advance. We ask that you do not hesitate to apply for EIDL, as if your CPA, bookkeeper, or business partner, or somebody talks you out of it, or you hear from another advisor and they say don't apply, we recommend that you do not hesitate and you apply anyways, because you don't know if you're going to get approved or not unless you apply. So then there's some small print below here that talks about another disclaimer. All right, so EIDL and PPP parameters, side-by-side comparison. If you look at the parameters on the left, there's rate, term, payment deferral, collateral, forgivability, allowable to spend, and not allowable to spend. If you look at the EIDL, it's 2.75% for any nonprofit, C3, C4, or C6, 3.75 for everyone else. If you're a for-profit company, it's 3.75% for you. PPP is 1% for everyone. The term for the EIDL is 30 years for everyone, nonprofit or for-profit. PPP, if you received the loan before June 5th, you received a 2-year payout. If you received the loan after June 5th, you received a 5-year payout. If you received a 2-year payout and you want to jump to a 5-year payout, you just need to go to the lender and negotiate it. If you need help, please call us. Payment deferral is 11 months. You don't have to make a payment until the 1st of the 12th month for the EIDL. The PPP, you don't have to make a payment until 10 months after your chosen cover period. If you choose 8 weeks, it's 10 months after the last day on the 8th week, which is 56 days. If you choose 24 weeks, then it's 10 months after the 24 weeks ends. So you don't have to make a payment for EIDL and PPP until next year, which is great. So a collateral personal guarantee for EIDL, collateral is required over $25,000 for the loan. If you have it, great. If you don't, it doesn't hinder your ability to get it. And you have to give a personal guarantee over $200,000 for the EIDL. The triple P, there's no collateral and no personal guarantee required. No collateral, no personal guarantee. For both loans, there is no prepayment penalty. You can pay it off at any time with no penalty. You just have to pay the interest that accrued. Forgivability, EIDL, there is none. Zero forgivability for the EIDL. If you received an advance, that was 100% forgiven, but the EIDL loan is zero forgivableness. The EIDL is not forgivable. PPP, it's potentially forgivable up to 100% if you spend it correctly. EIDL, you can use the money on all operating expense or costs of goods, interest, debt payments, for whatever it takes to run and operate your business on a month-to-month basis. You can use the EIDL loan for. The PPP, you can spend 60% or more on payroll costs, including state taxes, 40% or less on utilities, mortgage interest monthly payments, or rent. You're not allowed to spend the EIDL on expansion, equipment, paying off full loans. You can't pay off a full car loan or equipment loan, but you can make the monthly payment, or any tax liens. PPP, you're not allowed to use it for workman's comp, federal taxes, or anything that's not part of the 4 uses of the acronym RUPE: rent, utilities, payroll costs, interest, mortgage payments. If you do spend PPP on anything outside of those 4, then it just will not be forgiven. All right, so Sunita's going to cover the next few slides and then go over the required documents for Triple P, Paycheck Protection Program. Last week, August 10th, so a week ago from today, the banks, some or all banks, started receiving or were open to receive the forgiveness paperwork. And we got a lot of questions about what is required of those paperworks to bring to the lenders to get your money forgiven. And Sunita is going to go over what is currently given to us at the Treasury website. So, Sunita.
Thank you, Scott. Good morning, everyone. So this was a highly requested webinar in regards to what is required for PPP forgiveness. So on the application itself, or on the instructions to the application, some of the first things that they go over are they need the PPP loan forgiveness calculation form, which is the 3rd page of the application. They also need the Schedule A, which is the 4th page of the application. And here are the links to those 2 items. We're giving you the links and not exactly the form, because if they happen to change, we want to make sure that you get the most updated document possible. Alan can also put this information in the chat. So that
already done that.
Awesome. See? And then Scott will move unless you want to stop sharing and I can take over, Scott. Awesome. Oops, maybe not.
Almost there.
Just want to make sure I've got the right one.
Yeah, that looks like the right one.
Is it sharing the whole screen?
No, just hit the presenter mode.
Just go to slideshow and then do current slide.
Thanks. Got it. There we go. Sorry about that. So required documents for payroll. So this is one of the first things that it's going to go over. Documentation verifying the eligible cash compensation and non-cash benefits for the employee. We went over what the specifications are on this last week and the week prior. We can go over it again further down, maybe in another week or two, in case you need more information on this, but it is on the application and the instructions to the application. So what you're going to need to gather are bank statements, third-party payroll service provider reports, documenting the amount of cash compensation, and also retirement or any other benefits. You can also use tax forms for this period, during this period. It can overlap. It can be beyond the covered period, but they need something showing at least the amount that you've paid for the payroll during the covered period or the alternative period. Alternative period, most people are probably going to use the covered period because of now you can choose 24 weeks rather than 8 weeks. If you need more information on that or you need specific guidance, I would ask you to call us at 833-ASKSBDC and we can work one-on-one with you. Go to the next. So tax forms. So here is a list of some of the tax forms that can also be used. Payroll tax filings reported or that were reported to the IRS. It's typically Form 941. If you have other forms that you have questions on, please call us directly so we can work through that with you. State quarterly business and individual employee wage reporting and unemployment insurance tax filings reported. These are some of the items that they will accept. These are some of the items that you can gather. So also for payroll, payment receipts, canceled checks, or account statements documenting the amount of any employer contributions to employee for health, or retirement plans. Remember, you cannot pay for your employee portion, the employee portion that the employee would pay, but you can always use the funds to pay your portion of the employees. Required documents for FTE. How do I show how many full-time employees I have? The next page is going to go into more depth, the exact documents needed, but this is kind of an overview of what they're looking for to calculate an FTE. So the average number of FTE employees on a payroll per week employed by the borrower, which is the business, between February 15th through December 31st. On the application, it still states June, but it has been updated through the FAQs. So it goes through December 31st. So if you happen to look at the application and it says through June, there has been an update and a correction, but unfortunately that hasn't been updated on the exact document. Part B, the average number of full-time employees on a payroll per week employed by the borrower between January 1st through February 29th. In the case of seasonal employees, the average number of FTE employees on payroll per week employed by the borrower between February 15th and June 30th, 2019. Right now, it still says June 30th, but I do believe that's going to push out to December 31st. But I did not see clarification in our FAQs changing that date, so I did not change it. You may have documentation showing that. If you do, just let me know. I can always update it and review that document. So between January 1st, 2020 and February 29th, or any consecutive 12-week period between May 1st and September, whatever dates you choose, those are the dates that you have to use throughout your whole application. So you can't pick certain date for FTEs and different dates for non-payroll and payroll. You can't mix around. So whatever dates you choose, those are the dates that you are going to be held to. When you review the application, you'll see that. I know that a lot of lenders have their own application online. So you can go to your lender that you received your PPP loan from, and you can go online and you can just follow that application. I don't know if each application is exactly the same as what the Treasury and the SBA have on their websites, but I'm sure it is very similar. So required documents to document your FTEs. You can use the 941 again. So it's just that one document. If you're able to get the 941 or that's what you use, you can use that for multiple items, payroll and FTE. You can use state quarterly business and individual employee wage reporting and unemployment insurance tax filings reported, or that will be reported to the relevant state. So of course we're in California here, but there's other people that watch this that are from other states as well. Documents submitted may cover periods longer than the specific time frame. You would just have to say, this is the money that was used. This shows an extension because it goes out to another date. Required documents for non-payroll. I know this is a lot on this page and I apologize, but I want to make sure that you're able to get all this information, which is on the application itself or how to complete the application. But I wanted to make sure that you had this in front of you or when you received the slides, so that way you didn't have to go looking for it. So for non-payroll, for business mortgage interest payments, you can use a amortization schedule and receipt or canceled checks verifying eligible payments from the covered period, or lender account statements. That'll probably be the easiest to get, as an account statement from February 2020 and the months of the covered period through 1 month after the end of the covered period, verifying interest amounts and eligible payments. This is the same thing that you can use if you are also doing the lease car payments, because that has been authorized through the new FAQs. Same documentation you need, so just the statements and then the statement after the covered period to show the interest. Business rent or lease payments, a copy of current lease agreement and receipts or canceled checks verifying eligible payments for the covered period, or lesser account statements from February 2020 and from the covered period through 1 month after. So this is one thing that they keep asking for, is 1 month after, because I want to see what the amounts are going to be. And if you have specific questions to your business, you may not have these things, then call us and we'll try and work through it and see what there is that you can use to document. Business utility payments. And please see here, all of these keep saying business. So it has to be a business expense. Utility payments. Copy of invoices from February 2020, those paid during the covered period, receipts, canceled checks, or account statements verifying those eligible payments. And now we're going to go to SBA, and they are going to give us any updates and provide us additional information. I know that Carrie did state we are still waiting on additional information in regards to the bridge loan and payoff using EIDL funds. At this point, we don't have additional information. We're hoping to have it by next Monday. I know they're going to have a meeting today, but unfortunately at this point in time, we don't have that information. Okay, Carrie, take it away.
All right, thank you so much, Sunita. Excuse me. As you mentioned earlier, the Paycheck Protection Program loan program is closed with 5,212,000 loans for over $525 billion. That average loan size is $100,300 and a little bit extra. The EIDL loan program loan totals now through August 8th. For those loans, there's 3,353,000 loans for over $178 billion. And the state of California is the largest state number of loans received for 515,000 for $31 million and change on those. That's what I have for the update on those two programs. Thank you, Sunita.
And I have a couple updates. This is David from SBA. And I just want to let people know about our resources. For example, the SBDC is one of our biggest and greatest resource we have right now to help individuals get prepared and ready and help with this COVID. The American SBDC program, in partnership with SBA, has a really good summit coming up August 20th. It is free. It's Survive and Thrive Summit and entitled Think Different. It's hosted by entrepreneur and author Raymond Ray. And they're going to have several speakers and breakout sessions. So it's really good event. So if I will put this on the chat box for you to take a look at it with the link. Also, one of our other resource partners that we have is the Women's Business Center. We have several of them throughout all of the United States. In our Northern California area, the Women's Business Center in Mount Shasta has coming up on August 18th, 7 Steps to Cultivating Powerful Customer Service During COVID. I will again put their link on there in case you're interested in that. One of our other resource partners, SCORE, that they're a volunteer organization that helps small businesses. They have a good webinar coming up real soon. Also, it's lessons learned about a business journey. The speaker, Nielsen Go's story will inspire, educate, and motivate anyone struggling to start or grow a business. Again, good information. Also, SBA Sacramento District Office, we have coming up in the SBA Women-Owned Small Business Certification for Federal Contracting Program. That is tomorrow, 18th of August at 10 a.m. And I will put the link on for that too. One other thing to keep in mind, you may want to sign up for the SBDC in your particular region e-newsletter. For example, in Northern California, many of our SBDCs are aware of local grants that are going on with either the county or cities, and at times the SBDC itself is the host agency that is helping people get those grants. So take a look at your local SBDC and look at signing up for their e-newsletter. If you're want to find your local Small Business Development Center, you could go to sba.gov and then click on local resources. You plug in your zip code, and then there's a drop down and you can select Small Business Development Center and hit search, and your closest SBDC office will pop up next to you. That's all I have. Back to you, Scott.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, David, and thank you very much, Carrie, for your updates. Much appreciated. I think we're gonna go to the next slide where Alan's gonna talk about the upcoming webinars. And then also, Alan, if you could let everybody know after you talk about this, let everybody know what's going on, like what type of attorneys are gonna be on the call next Wednesday, or sorry, 2 days from now. Thanks.
It'll be so much easier if I can unmute myself. You'll be able to hear me, and I'm supposed to be the man who's good at this. So good morning. This afternoon, our Food Trucks 101 is in step 2. Lillian's got a 4-part incubator that's running this afternoon, and then tomorrow we've got 2 different sessions. One in the morning on emergency preparation for your business. We've seen power outages and fires already this summer, and just because COVID's here doesn't mean that those things are not going to be just knocking on our door. So a great session that was put together by our friends from Mendocino. So they'll be doing that for the region on how to go through the preparation. And there's like a 50-page booklet that goes out with that you'll have. So please feel free to sign up for that one. Tomorrow afternoon, we've got Greg Grojo, who's essentially referred to as one of the best bankruptcy attorneys in the state. He's doing a session for us on what the various bankruptcy chapters are, how to use the bankruptcy protection rules to save yourself if you're a small business and do reorganization, what you need to know about it. And then I said Wednesday, in the Wednesday morning, as usual, is one of these, but we will have our case force colleagues, so our attorney colleagues, and that's we'll have attorneys from 3 specialities. So Kate Tyler is a corporate law specialist, Cooper Spinelli is an employment specialist, and Maureen Lynch is a tax specialist. So we'll have all 3 of those available to help us out and answer your questions. We won't have anyone there for this week on real estate law, but that's okay, because on Thursday we've got a special from another session from our partners, Start Small, Think Big, who are doing helping us with some stuff, and they've got a whole session on commercial lease arrangements, which also covers some issues around COVID-related lease problems. So that's on Thursday afternoon, and then next week. Got some sessions on exposure to COVID in the workplace. I don't know anybody who doesn't now know of somebody who's been exposed, and that's happening to more and more people. So there's a step-by-step process of how a local business managed to go through an exposure in their workplace. And then finishing off the next few days after that, we've got a repeat of our legal essentials for doing business online. We've got our restaurant program is doing something on the new to go and delivery provisional model, which is about providing more than just food or meals. It's other items as well. And then early September, we've got a Rubber Eats the Road on the food truck. So how you can actually create a full checklist for building a successful food truck business. That's a whole bunch of stuff there. And to get to any of those things, you just need to have a look on our calendar, SBDC events /network calendar. And there you'll see not just the ones from the region's doing, but all the different ones that all the different locations that are across the network. So each of our regional centers are doing webinars on all sorts of topics as well. And they're all available on there. So a great resource to go for additional and learning. All right, I think that's me.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Alan. Thanks, Sunita. Thanks, SBA. Lots of great stuff. We already answered about 30 questions. There's one more in there that I think Sunita could probably answer. It's asking if the FTE requirements documents are only required for business owners and not sole props, or only required for non-sole props.
That's correct. You get to fill out the easy form, Joyce. So just the easy form is 1 page. I don't believe it's asking you for the 641s because you won't have that documentation because you don't have employees.
Yeah, 941s, yeah.
Sorry, 941s. 641s are 941s are you. Apologize.
Yeah. So we thank everyone for joining today. We got up to almost about 145 people, which is pretty good. As you can see that there's not a lot of new information. The information that we got today, we just put off the Treasury's website. So we're just kind of updating it from there. It's been pretty stagnant with the Treasury and SBA. We're hoping there's some other form of PPP, Paycheck Protection Program. If we continue to run out of stuff to talk about, besides our Wednesdays that we have our attorneys, we're excited for that partnership. And we might move into possibly doing another lender panel. We've been meeting some other lenders, like online lenders, like Lendio. They're located in San Francisco, but they're an aggregate lender and helping out small businesses. Maybe have a state guarantee lender on the phone, talk about what types of loans they're doing, and maybe any other either microloan or lender, bank loan lender, and jump on the call and just educate you about what loans are possible. Because as PPP's gone, EIDL's only here, but if you did not get EIDL or you didn't get enough of EIDL, then there's other monies that you might want to get that we can help you get. You can call us at 833-ASK-SBDC. Call us at 833-ASK-SBDC is the best number. You could check out our website at ASKSBDC.com. It's interactive. You can email us if you prefer to email at loans@asksbdc.com. You could, if you speak Spanish or prefer to speak Spanish or want to hear all this information in Spanish, you could email Oscar Garcia and Edith Gomez from the California Hispanic Chambers of Commerce, and they can assist you in language, as well as get you to an advisor that speaks Spanish and help you save your business or grow your business at this time. Maybe I should have Alan do another poll. He likes when I randomly throw polls on him, so he loves that. So maybe we could do a poll, Alan, and see what people are more interested in. Are they more interested in a lender panel? Are they more interested in a attorney panel? Are they more interested in a forgiveness panel? I don't know. Let's just throw it out there. Or how about this? I got 4 for you. Are they more interested in a lender panel, a forgiveness panel, an attorney panel, or a panel of business experts across the board, like HR, succession planning, marketing, like just a smorgasbord of experts?
Okay, give me a moment to type up your thoughts.
Yep, and maybe we get some. Look, somebody put lending in there. We just want to know what you want, since we went through all the updates, all the questions. Sunita covered new stuff today. And we got done in 30 minutes. I mean, it's like 36, but we kind of started at 10:35. So, all right, there you go.
And there's a poll.
He is quick. That guy's quick.
Okay, so we're getting quite a lot of people coming. The votes are pouring in. And you can vote for as many of these options as you like. So if there's some you particularly want to see a whole bunch of, and I apologize for any bad spelling in there. I was typing as fast as I possibly could, and I think I've misspelled at least one word in there that I can see.
No, I think you did good.
Yeah, surprising.
You're good. On the fly. On the fly.
Damn, I'm good. All right, so we're seeing about half the people who could vote have voted, or just over half. Oh, I like Jennifer's idea about on this for sole props.
So yeah, that's a good point.
No, I can't change it at this point, not without losing everything we've just done.
No, I get that. We've done that before, though. We talked about sole proprietor issues, and then every other entity issues. We did it probably 40 sessions ago.
Yeah, I see a couple of raised hands. If there's if you have raised hand, please put your reason for contacting me in the chat. And if it's a technical issue, I will help you with that. If it's not, then somebody else might be able to help. I think if there's one thing I know a few people sometimes see, they can't see the polls. We've had problems where, depending on how you're viewing it, if you're viewing it through a browser, sometimes with a pop-up blocker on, you don't get to see the polls. We recommend going for the full, the option, Zoom always gives you the option of downloading the app to run it. We recommend you do that if you possibly can. All right, well, we're at 61% of people have voted, and the votes seem to be slowing down. So I'll give it another 10 seconds, and then we can show those results and discuss what that means for us. All right, finishing the vote, closing it off in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let's share those results. So the most popular one. So half the people who voted said they'd like to see forgiveness in there, so 49%, just under, with a close second, business experts across the board. Third place was another lender panel, and fourth place is our attorney panel, which we already do. So I think I know what we're going to be doing over the next few weeks, Scott.
Yeah, they still want to know about forgiveness. I don't know if they're sleeping today or what they want to know, but you know that's a little tricky of a statement for them to say that. It's like a little read between the lines type stuff. All right, there's a couple other questions in here. All right, so panel on sole proprietor issues, that's good. Maybe since we have a lot of time, Alan, you could do one more poll. Like, how many people want to know about sole props, and how many people want to know about, you know, would you rather hear about sole props or all other entities, so we can kind of know who's on this call?
Sure. I need to stop sharing those results before I can do that. Okay, give me a moment.
No chance for federal legalization for COVID relief until they come back to session, including a bill to forgive loans below 150. Are you still recommending waiting to apply? If I can, just do it online. Yeah, I would wait to apply if I were you for PPP. Unless Sunita says otherwise, but since you don't have to apply for forgiveness until a year after your covered period, I recommend to wait until like next year, like January, but that's me. We don't know anything about the under $150,000. That will be forgiven for everyone. We've heard that rumor, but it's not 100% true yet. They are out of session. Congress is out of session, so we're waiting for them to come back. Is there a list available to connect with lenders on ASKSBDC website? There is not, Margaret. I don't know if we did not put a list up there, Margaret, because we don't want just a bunch of random people calling these lenders and flooding their calls. They should come to us first before going to a lender so that we can properly filter the loan request and better place the capital rather than just sending hundreds of people to the same lender. So there is no list, and there probably won't be a list on there. We just ask that you call us or email us so that we can help you with that.
Okay, that new poll is ready to go out, and I'm sharing it with everybody. Find out whether people are sole proprietors or some other form of business entity. And it's neck and neck.
Well, that doesn't help us any. How come you didn't make the poll different? You know, make it like lean one the other way.
Yeah, well, you know
Like,
what? I'm sorry.
I'm a C Corp when you could be a sole prop. I'm just joking. Whatever.
Scott, I only do what you tell me. Yeah. But it's interesting to see that.
Or just half. Very
Yes.
interesting.
So, yeah, I mean, and that's pretty typical for small businesses, isn't it? I mean, a huge number of them are sole props.
Yeah, I was hoping to be like 60 or 70% sole props, but it's okay. There's a question. With PPP, can you apply for the loan with no employees? You can. Use the utility mortgage sections for relief and then pay back the 60% employee loan portion and be forgiven. Yeah, I'm assuming they can't they just get the 40% forgiven and then pay back the 60%? Can't they do that?
You'd have to pay back the 60% check with interest. So anything that turns into a loan, which is not forgiven, anything not forgiven, there's going to be interest associated with it. And interest starts to accrue for EIDL and PPP the date that you receive that money into your account.
Okay, cool. Do they have to pay off all amounts or can they still make 30-year payments?
All right, so
You still make 30-year payments.
For EIDL, you can make your 30-year payment, absolutely. That's for EIDL though, not for PPP. EIDL and PPP have different pay periods. Joe, we can, it's going to be, reason why we haven't done it yet is because it is difficult. I'm sure if you've tried to go through it with everybody being, you know, we could do a sole prop because there's half of the people are sole props, do the EZ form. That might be a little bit more we'll be able to do. But I would say if you learn it really well, you can help us on this webinar. That'd be kind of awesome. Joe's one of our advisors. Let's see, Dana is saying if the sole prop poll is 50%, seems to me that the wins because that's one entity and you lumped all the other entities in the other choice. Yes, because the sole props, they get to use the EZ form and the other one has to use the, because you have employees, well, sorry, this is sole prop, you may have employees, but you can use the EZ form or you can use the other form.
all right, so I'm going to close off the poll. Show those results. So we were 46% sole prop, 54% other forms of entity. So, you know, close to a 50-50 split.
Very close.
Very close. Well, goody goody. It's funny because the sole props were asking more questions than anybody else, so. And there's less sole props. Okay, it's good to know. Well, we're gonna cut the call. We really appreciate you joining us today. Happy Monday to everyone. We will be back 2 days from now on August 19th, going and we'll have a lender, what's it called? An attorney panel, not a lender panel. We'll take in all your concerns and feedbacks and comments and everything back to the team. And we'll look to be putting together a smorgasbord of advisors as suggested. Maybe not a lender panel. Maybe we'll mix up Mondays. Since Wednesdays is attorneys, maybe Mondays will be like a little bit of either new information like the forgiveness paperwork we went through today, or maybe lenders or e-commerce, payroll, and put a bunch of people on the same panel. We'll just do our normal updates and then kind of throw something else in there. But we thank you very much for joining. We answered 56 questions. It's more than we've had in the past. And we thank you all for joining, and we'll see you Wednesday. So thank you very much.
All right, everybody. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.